Hi guys, I'm Emma and welcome to Art by Emma. So for this week's video, let me see if you can guess what I'm going to make. I've got some coloured paper, an assortment of lovely coloured paper here. I've also got some split pins, I think they're called, and a lovely assortment of colour of those. And in addition to this, I've got these reusable straws. So what do you think I'm making? Well, if you guessed windmills, you would have been absolutely right. So first things first, let's get my piece of paper. Now this is the wrong shape. I need to make it into a square. And I remember this from school. You fold the corner over to the long side, and then that little bit of excess you cut off and you make yourself a square. Voila! And then you fold it in half corner to corner again to give yourself some lines from the centre to the corner. And then it's out with the trusty ruler and pencil. And I've got to do some measuring here, but I've watched videos of people making this and I get so excited about the end product. I don't really take account of the details. So I'm going to measure down halfway and just hope that that's enough. And with that done on all four corners, it's just a case of cutting down from the corner to that line on all four corners again. And with that done, it's time to test out my windmill measuring. So you pull the same corner from each of the four triangles around the square, if that makes sense, to form the windmill shape. And my flappy bits don't seem to be long enough, so I think I'm going to have to trim these a little bit further. So it's out with the trusty scissors again, and I'm going to trim down another 1/2 inch, which if you work in metric is about 1.5 centimetres maybe. And then it's time to test my flaps again. So yeah, that's not right. So then I finally get my head in gear again and yeah, looking good. And with the technical stuff done, it's time to get on to the fun stuff. I'm going to decorate these windmills. So for this first one, I'm going to try these stencils and whip out again my custom paints. So spoiler alert, this doesn't go well. Not only do I have technical difficulties, I have Emma difficulties too. So I've chosen this stencil to work with because he looks the most simplest. And this should be pretty simple. You just load the paint onto the stipple brush and dab it down onto the stencil. But simple is clearly not my middle name. I managed to hash this up and I really don't know how. So I've done stenciling before in the past and I've always had really good results. So why it's not working this time, I really have no idea. Maybe it's the paper, it doesn't want to take the paint, but the paint doesn't want to go through the holes in the stencil and it's not taking to the paper. And along with the Emma difficulties, I have technical difficulties too as well, because all of a sudden my camera decides to stop working. And I just carry on obliviously filming and happy in my work until I realise there's no footage. And that's where it finished. So I completed the stencil and I also did this swirly one, which I was actually really pleased about. The painting of it was magnificent, but sorry, you missed it. So moving swiftly on to the next one, which is my third one, and let's hope this is third time lucky. So the same procedure as before, fold it corner to the long side and cut off that spare bit to make yourselves a square, just like so, and you know the rest. So this time I've used some different paper, not the sugar paper, because the paint doesn't seem to like that. I've used just some normal textured paper, and I'm going to do kind of a little square design on it. I can't really explain what I'm doing, so if you watch, you might be able to decipher it with me. I'll be completely honest with you, I don't even think I'm doing this right. Like I said before, I watch tutorial videos all the time, but I get so excited about the end result I don't really concentrate on the details, so yeah, here's me just winging it. So yeah, that's kind of it. It's a little bit spiderwebby, reminds me a little bit of a spirograph type design, but I'm going to colour all that in using my Sharpies. And of course I'm going to use the rainbow colours. Some people might call it boring or predictable, but I call it dependable. So I'm just going to use these in rainbow order all the way around the pattern and just hope for good results. So my orange is looking far too close to my red and my yellow is looking a bit green. Is anything going to go right for me this week? I don't know. Watch this space. Okay, so not looking too bad, but how did I end up with a triangle in the middle? So all I'm going to do now is just outline around the colours. So while you're still here, I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank you so much for watching my video and sticking with it with me. If you've enjoyed this video, why don't you give me a thumbs up? And if you've seen any of my other videos and you like what you see, why don't you subscribe? I'm here every Friday, so press that notification bell so you never miss a video. So all that's left to do now is actually make that windmill. So I'm going to flip it over and do the measuring and cutting. So as it's 6 inches to the centre, I'm measuring 3.5 inches down, which is approximately 9 centimetres, then cutting to that point so I've got the flaps to make my windmill. And then I just need to affix it to the straw, which became very problematic because I bought reusable straws and not disposable ones because I couldn't get disposable straws without the bendy top, and the reusable straws are really hard. So I had to get my super sharp craft knife out to try and make a hole in it. I really do risk life and limb in the name of art. So I've managed to make 2 holes, front and back of the straw, so now it's time to pull the flaps all together in the centre, make a hole through those with my split pin, and then attach it to the straw. But this too is proving to be somewhat troublesome. The hole I've made in the straws is not big enough, so I'm having to make it bigger in order to get the split pin through. And there it is, one windmill made. Does it spin? No. Does it look pretty? Yeah, it kind of does. So for my next one, I'm going to try a different tack at making the hole through the straw. Less dangerous maybe. I'm going to use my single hole punch, but this is just not proving man enough. So it's a change of tack and out with my craft knife again. So that seems to have done the trick. So I just need to measure and mark out and cut this second square, ready to turn this one into a windmill also. Looking back on this now, I really should have painted 2 sides of it because it's just looking a little bit rubbishy on this side. But hopefully when it's all put together as a windmill, it won't look quite so bad. Or not. So I'm just going to take my split pin and put it through the 4 flaps and then through the middle of the windmill before popping it through to the straw that I've already punched a hole in. So there's my second completed windmill. And no, this one doesn't turn either. The ends of it are a little bit crumpled up, but it looks kind of pretty. Looks better on the back than it does on the front. But my 2 rainbow windmills together look really quite pretty. Now I have to decide whether I'm going to try and make a windmill out of the first monstrosity. And here it is. I have no words for this. So yeah, let's give it a go and see what it looks like. And there's only one place for that, and that is the bin. And so here are my 2 completed windmills from this week. They're very rainbow-esque. They don't spin round, but they look pretty. They're kind of a success and kind of a failure, all in one foul swoop. I'm going to try this again. I think maybe I need longer split pins and different paper. I don't know, but I will try it again. Yeah, we won't say no more about that one. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next Friday. Goodbye.